Unrecord is a game that's been blowing up since its reveal on April 19th, and for very good reason. It looks ridiculously good, damn near photorealistic, but not all talk around the block has been positive, and I just want to take a few jabs at some of them. I first want to start off on the graphics. Lots of people are saying that it's very realistic, maybe even too realistic, and I can see where they're coming from. This whole debate on its graphics is bringing back the video games caused violence shenanigans back full force. People are genuinely worried that this game will desensitize people to violence and lead to crimes happening left and right. If you'd like to see a whole video about video game violence, check out a whole 30-minute video I made on it here. I saw a tweet that was talking about how this level of realism should be moderated, especially for children, and I sorta get it and sorta don't. There is moderation for video games. It's called DjScribblezz. If a child is playing this game, it's up to the parents to discipline their child if they don't want them playing that kind of game. I get it, children will always find a way to play what they want, but those actions are ones that can't be monitored. At that point, there isn't much you can do about it. The problem that we're faced with most times now is that parents just don't care about what their child plays. My parents didn't, and look how I turned out. But yet, I, along with many others, had parents that didn't care what we played and we grew up just fine. But it is very dependent on the person playing the game and how they're influenced by it. I do want to ask though, where was that energy when Last of Us 2 released? Apart from story, the game was receiving non-stop praise and even won Game of the Year. The gore in that game is far more disturbing than funny man walk around a realistic warehouse with a funny gun. What about Modern Warfare 22? Nothing but praise for its realism and graphics. How about Blood Trail? Like, it may not be the most realistic looking game out there, but it sure as hell is graphic and it's a VR title. In my opinion, that's worse than playing a realistic game on mouse and keyboard and controller. I'm not saying this to disregard anyone's feelings about Unrecord being too much for some people. I'm just saying there's far worse out there. And Unrecord isn't even a game made by a well-known studio, so a popularity battle is not a card that could be used here. Final note on the graphics. Yeah, the game looks amazing, and that's because it's powered by Unreal Engine 5 with Lumen, but it's not hard to achieve this level of realism in a game. On a first glance, of course it looks real, like a lot of games look very real on a first glance, but just look a little closer and you'll see where it shows that it's just a game. First off is the body cam placement. Like, that's not something you often see in games, and camera placement alone can make a game seem more realistic. For example, look at Modern Warfare 2 with the helmet cam. A lot of people kind of mistook that for real footage, and that's because it's not a camera angle you see often in video games. And that, as well as the wide angle FOV, really helps sell that we're looking at real body cam footage. And once again, it's not something we're used to seeing in games. Most games, the gun is strapped to the camera and it moves with you. This game just doesn't do that, and that really helps sell it. Other small things such as the camera exposure automatically changing, smooth animations and model sway, camera shake, and other effects really sell it well as being body cam footage. And the fact that it has a low quality S footage because we know that actual body cams don't look that good gives it even more power into looking real. It's kind of funny when you think about it. The worse something looks, the more real it becomes. Take a look at this GTA 5 footage with this mod. It looks really realistic, and you too can pull it off yourself with just a little bit of video editing. Now, of course, the mod is the mod, and the mod was made by Intel, so there's far more backing up into it. But as you can see in this footage here that I edited myself, it's not the hardest thing to make it look real. Now, as for gameplay, I don't know why this surprised me so much, but a lot of people are assuming that the game won't feel good to play because of the camera not working like it does in other games where it's locked to the camera, like again for Call of Duty for example. From what I'm seeing in the gameplay, it looks like it'll play similarly to Arma or as a better reference receiver. The best way I could explain this style of gameplay is that there is a dead zone in which the gun will move by itself without moving the camera. And once the gun reaches the threshold of that dead zone, then the camera will move left, right, up, down, wherever you want to put it. Another game that's pretty similar is Fallout New Vegas. How when you look around, the gun won't follow you until you ADS, so you can look up, but the gun won't be there on the screen. That's kind of the best way I can get this around. In my opinion, this was the better control scheme to use for Unrecord, as it really helps with the body cam aesthetic. And again, as what I'm seeing for gameplay, it looks like it'll be similar to Ready or Not, and where it's like tactical, but it's not like Arma tactical. That's about it for what I wanted to say with Unrecord. I can't wait for this game to be released, and I hope a demo drops soon so I can get my hands on it. But yeah, that's it for now. If you liked the video, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuce.